Let's talk about Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. For a minute there, they were the Hollywood it couple. But it looks like the fairy tale might be coming to an end. Today, we're going to dive into all the rumors that their relationship is way past in trouble and is actually at a total breaking point. All right, let's just cut to the chase, right? The huge question everyone is asking is, are they done? Because the breakup rumors are absolutely everywhere, and honestly, the evidence that's piling up, well, it's painting a pretty clear picture of a romance in some serious trouble. And we're not just talking about a little rough patch here. The word on the street is that the whole relationship is at a breaking point. The core of all this drama is that this thing is just hanging by a thread. So what on earth is causing such a major rift? Okay, so at the heart of it, it seems to be this fundamental conflict. On one side, you've got Timothée, who is completely laser-focused on his career right now. Work is number one. And then, on the other side, you have Kylie, who is reportedly feeling super stressed, totally overwhelmed, and just plain insecure about where she actually fits into his life. And if you need more proof, get this. There have been zero, zilch, nada, public sightings of them together in months. For a couple this high profile, that kind of radio silence is, well, it's loud. It just adds so much fuel to the theory that either they're hiding something big or they're just not a thing anymore. But wait, this isn't just about packed schedules and career goals. Nope. A really key person from Timothy's past has apparently stepped back into the picture. And that's where we get what I'm calling the first love factor, which seems to be the real source of all this tension. Everybody, meet Lourdes Leon. Now, she isn't just anybody. She's the daughter of the one and only Madonna. But, more importantly, she was Timothy's high school sweetheart. And he didn't just call her an ex-girlfriend. In his own words, she was his first love. You just can't ignore the weight of a title like that, and apparently, Kylie is all too aware of it. And look, their connection isn't just some ancient history. They were those classic high school sweethearts way back in 2013. Years later, in a 2017 interview, Timothée was practically giddy just talking about her. And now, the story is that they've reconnected and are still in touch. And that is where the current problems for Kylie seem to really kick off. And, this wasn't a one-sided thing. Lourdes herself confirmed their whole past in a Vanity Fair interview. She said they were a little item. I mean, that just shows how significant this relationship was for both of them, which, of course, adds a whole other layer of complication to what's happening now. This fun comment from a user online really just captures how the public is feeling about Kylie's situation, and it poses a really critical question, doesn't it? If a connection with an ex is causing this much insecurity, was the relationship ever really built on solid ground to begin with? But, okay, let's zoom out for a second. Is this just a simple love triangle, or is it actually part of a much larger pattern? This brings us to what some people are calling Hollywood's Nepo playbook, and it makes you wonder, does Timothée have a type? So, just a quick definition so we're all on the same page. A Nepo baby is a term for the child of a famous parent, whose career often gets a big boost from those family connections. And trust me, this concept is pretty key to understanding Timothy's dating history. I mean, when you see it laid out, the pattern is kind of hard to ignore. First, you've got Lourdes Leon, daughter of Madonna, then Lily Rose Depp, daughter of Johnny Depp, and now Kylie Jenner, daughter of Kris Jenner. One viral comment I saw pretty cynically described it as Timothée collecting nepotism like Pokemon cards. Ouch. But why the pattern? Maybe it's about a shared experience, growing up in the spotlight, a world most people just can't relate to. Or you could be cynical and say it's all about strategic alliances in a town built on who you know. Which brings us to a really fun but also kind of telling question that's been making the rounds online. Looking at the two women at the center of this story right now, who would you rather have as a mother-in-law? The queen of pop or the queen of reality TV? All right, let's break down the public perception here. Kris Jenner is seen as this fun business mogul who would for sure boost your public profile. Madonna, on the other hand, comes off as way more strict. There's this story that back in 2013, she had security spy on Timothée and Lourdes' first date. But her daughter's also said to be fiercely loyal to her. So, yeah, two very different dynamics. So, when you put it all together, the ex-girlfriend factor, the whole Nepo pattern, the future is looking pretty uncertain. Let's look at the last couple of clues and contradictions that could really decide their fate. And just to add more fuel to the fire, there's a recent blind item making the rounds. It alleges that Timothée can't actually afford the private jet lifestyle on his own, and that Kylie pays for everything, including the jet when they're together. If that's true, it adds a whole new, kind of awkward dimension to the power dynamic in their relationship.
The signals are also just completely mixed. Like the story was that they spent Thanksgiving together with her family. Okay, great. But there was zero social media proof. He was nowhere to be found in any of the Kardashian-Jenner photos, which, for a family that posts literally everything, is weird. Like, really weird.
Which brings us to our final question. Timothée's got this clear dating pattern, and he's got a past that seems to be reemerging in a big way. With all the pressure, the insecurity, and a first love back in the picture, is history just destined to repeat itself for Hollywood's golden boy? I guess only time will tell.